Hello and welcome back to Sports News. Right now I am joined by BJ Bachop, the head coach for football at Brodhead-Juda. BJ, thanks for joining us here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You guys have had a very successful program over the years. Can you share with our viewers what you guys have accomplished and maybe some of the keys to keeping that program so strong over such a long period of time?
Right now we're at 24 straight years of consecutive playoff appearances, which is the second longest current streak in the state. We're right behind Menominee at 25, and I know Lancaster's right up there, could be tied with us or whatever. So we've had a lot of success over the years. We've had a couple of state runner-up appearances in 2003 and in 2011. So yeah, we've had a lot of success, consistent success. We've had a lot of the same coaches on board the last 24 years, so it's been going really well.
And you mentioned a lot of the same coaches on board. What have been some of the keys to you guys to be able to keep that successful coaching staff together? How much turnover do you have with Brodhead-Juda program?
Recently we've had a little bit, but we haven't had much over that long span. When Coach Gary Larson kind of started this off in the late 70s and early 80s, the staff was pretty much the same for almost 20 years, and then Coach Jim Matthias took over after him, and he stayed on board or Coach Larson stayed on board with Coach Matthias' staff to help him out and keep the tradition going. And I've been lucky enough to have the same thing with having Coach Matthias stay on my staff. So that's, we get to keep that continuity together, and it's helped the kids in the program out tremendously.
For sure, it'd make it a lot easier on the kids and the program as a whole. Being a smaller program, which Brodhead-Juda is, what are your thoughts on multi-sport athletes? I'm imagining most of your players got to be playing a couple different sports during the spring and winter as well.
Yeah, we're really lucky. I don't think there's any football players that only play football. They're either 2 or 3 sport athletes, and we're really lucky in our community that all the coaches all work together. There's no one coach that says, I really wish you were doing this year round or that. And a lot of our coaches are also an assistant or head of another sport as well, whether it even be at the middle school level or high school. So it's nice to know that you can use that as a recruiting tool for your own sport, if you're coaching football or whatever. But everyone wants you doing something. They want you to be always working hard and at least competing more than anything, if it's not in the weight room and staying active.
Always staying active. That helps out all the sports that those athletes compete in as well. BJ, thank you so much for joining us here on the Sports News today.
All right, thanks a lot for having me.
BJ Bachop, head football coach at Brodhead-Juda. We'll be right back with more of the Sports News in just a moment.